Listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right, and we fucking love guns.
Hey, so let's talk about what's going on in Maryland on the 2A Brotherhood podcast.
Hey, Steve. All right, well,
Let's see.
SB Senate Bill 1
Yeah, sorry to everyone that's got their concealed carry in Maryland now.
Right.
is in the
Well,
courts.
it hasn't passed yet.
Yeah. No,
It
I know.
hasn't passed yet.
I can
So-
pull up the bill if you guys want to take a look at it.
We can still legally carry in Virginia and West Virginia.
Right? Isn't that sad, though? We
Yeah.
can't even
Right.
do it in our own state.
Let me see you can still carry, Dimitri.
It's upstairs. Hold on 1 second.
Savage, welcome to
I'm,
the chat.
I'm talking about your weapon.
Oh, it's right here.
Welcome to the 2A Brotherhood podcast.
Jeez.
Hope you're having a great night.
Can't carry anywhere. Bill.
America.
There we go.
Don't you have it pulled up?
Savage said, "What's up?"
How savage I said was down.
Was
He can hear you.
was Gucci in?
Oh yeah.
Hey, guys, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Can't carry anywhere, Bill.
That's literally what they're calling it.
yeah.
So
I love
think
it. I love it.
It's so stupid.
Who called it that?
Probably the media.
It's just like Florida, how they called it the "Don't Say Gay" bill.
Oh yeah. Don't say gay, Bill. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do you
exactly.
say then?
Even though like the bill didn't mention about not saying gay anywhere, it just said not to talk about sex in school.
Well, how dare you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you remember Mark Hamill? Remember his response on Twitter to the "Don't say gay" bill?
No.
What did he say?
His status or his tweet was it just said gay like 100 times. It just said gay. He's like, oh, we can't
Gay,
say
gay,
the
gay.
word gay, so let me say it 100 times for all my Twitter followers.
Like that's literally not even the bill. Like,
Okay, so it's getting proposed in 2023.
oh, that's this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Annapolis.
So
And
basically,
Shout out
so
to the Marylanders.
so as soon as that Supreme Court hearing happened, application soared. 85,260 permits issued in 2022. You know what I mean? I guess
Wow.
some people were trying to take care of themselves.
oh God,
So basically,
forbid.
they're saying, yeah, I know. So basically, they're saying you can't carry anywhere in public, like right here, within 100 feet.
What does public accommodation mean, though?
Basically, anywhere where you would need it.
yeah.
So they were talking about, restaurants, malls.
What about in the glory
Hospitals.
hole?
Hotels.
I want to know what the fine will be. Like, if, let's say.
It's a
you go
misdemeanor.
there-
Like if you're caught carrying in public.
But do they
Yeah,
take?
in these spaces.
But would they take your weapon?
I don't think they could do that.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and it says outside your home, really property is virtually always owned by others, and it said it is dead on arrival in federal court and can assure you that it
It
will
is.
be challenged. You know what I mean? So there, I don't know. I don't know if Hogan, when does Hogan leave office? Did he freaking propose this?
It was a picture of him in the beginning of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. It's freaking clickbait crap. Ah, man, this is not the article.
Is that
I
that gun
read
that
earlier.
6-year-old had?
I'm not sure.
I heard
Oh,
about that,
I see.
right?
What, in Virginia?
Yeah, the 6-year-old that had the gun and I think shot the teacher, right?
Yeah. What the heck? Okay, that's can't carry anywhere, Bill. Maryland
Yeah, I know.
begins Senator
Larry
introducing anywhere, Bill.
Larry Hogan elected 20 or has been since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So when's the next?
Well, he
Election.
just got.
Oh, he's
It
reelected.
was last year. He wasn't reelected.
Oh,
It's some Democrat one. So, cheers to that.
oh, you were just
Yeah,
asking
Cox
if,
didn't when it was on Westmoreland or something, right?
if it was Larry Hogan who was the one who proposed the bill
Yeah,
or something.
that's what I'm wondering.
Mhm.
But I don't know if it was him or not, because as soon as that came out, he was like, I gotta abide by, the second. He's pro Second Amendment, and he said if Supreme Court tells me this is this
Yeah,
isn't constitutional, I'm taking this crap off. Where
and
the
then
heck
some
is
shit like that
article?
happened.
Yeah, I know.
It
Because
says-
they
Go ahead.
go ahead. I'm gonna let you, Josh, because you're a better Googler than me.
It says Senator Jeff Waldstreicher, a Democrat,
That sounds like a communist.
is lead sponsor of Senate Bill 1 titled the Gun Safety Act of 2023.
Yep, a communist.
Senator Jeff Waldstreicher.
Mhm.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, basically it
look
said like within 100 feet of any store, any restaurant, any hospital, library, anywhere where the public would gather.
That make it
now-
sounds like we're fucking pedophiles or something. You know
well,
what
no,
I mean?
but just imagine if you're walking down the street and there's businesses alongside of you.
Mhm.
You have
Does
to be
that mean
100
those
feet in
businesses,
order-
if something happened, they will be responsible?
Probably not. Oh, there he is. Look at he's a ginger.
Yeah.
He's just mad he can't go out in the sun.
He look like Smeagol. Look at his little beady eyes.
Wonder how many souls he's taken.
Montgomery County. Yeah, do you think he takes adrenochrome? But yeah, so that's the guy
I
who
think
sponsored the
Austin,
bill.
He might show you what that mouse do.
I feel like the Maryland can't carry anywhere bill timed up pretty perfectly with the Illinois assault weapons ban.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard about that too.
Yeah.
You can only carry 9 rounds now.
It well none of the sheriffs are saying they're going to enforce it. Because it's going against our Second Amendment right. So
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of the sheriffs are saying they're not going to enforce it, which kudos to them. Those guys are the real heroes, but
Exactly.
still
But another part of that bill in Maryland, they were talking about ghost gun bans and also holding manufacturers liable for
Oh yeah.
if somebody uses their weapon
Yeah.
to kill people.
Why don't
And
they
then
do that to the
they
to the
can't
pharmaceutical people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're talking
They
about
can't-
as a part of that bill, that the families of or the survivors of victims who were killed by
Mhm.
by guns can sue the manufacturer of the
Okay.
gun.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if say one of you was killed by a drunk driver, right? Your family can't sue Jack Daniels or Jose Cuervo or Jim Beam or Coors Light. They can't sue them because it's the actions of the individual, not the actions of the company. The company puts out a product, and then it's up to the individual to determine how they use it, whether they
Well-
use it in a smart way or a dumb way.
Well, what they're trying to say is Jack Daniels and cars aren't meant to kill people.
But you
So-
can't do it. And there's
But you
been
can't.
multiple cases where it has happened. There's been thousands of cases where it has happened.
Yeah, every single year people get killed by drunk drivers.
Yeah.
But the thing, what they're saying, what they're trying to twist, okay, is that a gun is made to kill. So therefore, their product being used to do exactly what it's supposed to do in a situation, they can sue them. So I guess everybody that, I don't know, is driving down the road and hits somebody, because technically a car is supposed to get in an accident. They run it through a bunch of crash courses to make sure it's safe for people.
Hmm.
They should be able to sue the car industry. Now, with alcohol, in that case, it would be if you drank so much alcohol that you got alcohol poisoning and died.
Yeah, it's meant to impair. It's designed to impair.
Exactly.
You know.
So that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying about the gun manufacturers. And then they were also talking about part of the bill was for ghost guns. I don't know if you could find that, Joshy. That if they could link a kit that was bought and ship, well, you can't even ship them to Maryland anymore. You can't have P80s in Maryland anymore. They can't ship them here.
Hmm.
You see what I mean? So I don't know how that's gonna work, because it would have to be out of state and then be brought here.
Which
But
is,
for the ghost guns is basically if they could trace that ghost gun to the manufacturer or a website, excuse me, or anything like that, the family or whatever could sue. Because in Maryland, if someone breaks into your house, excuse me, if someone breaks into your house and you shoot them, their family can technically sue you in civil court. Like when I went to go get my HQLs, they were talking about an instance where a dude broke into someone's house, he got shot dead, and then his baby mama sued him for child support, and then ended up winning, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of money. So basically, the guy defending his house turned into the new baby daddy.
yeah, which is stupid. If you're breaking into a house, like there should be a law to where if you break into a house, you were there for relinquishing your right to live. Like, that should be a law to where you were there for relinquishing your right to live, and because anyone should be able to shoot you if you break into my house, especially with my wife and my kids. I'm going to kill you.
So it seemed like, according to this, would you be able to go to a gun range? Isn't that a public accommodation?
Well, this says an inn, a hotel, motel, or other establishment that provides lodging to transient guests. But here's the funniest part. Here's the best part. It says a restaurant, cafeteria, lunchroom, counter, soda fountain, or other facility principally engaged in selling food or alcoholic beverages for consumption on or off the premises. Like, on.
So you can't be in the liquor store with a gun.
On and off the premises. Like, we're not even talking about you being in the place of accommodation. They're talking about being off the premises as well. So that could technically mean anywhere off the premises of a place of public accommodation. Like,
Yeah.
You see how they word this? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
You make it vague as possible.
exactly. So they're like, well, you weren't supposed. Well, one of the things that they say, if you go to a bar right now in Maryland, you can carry in a bar.
Yeah, you just can't be drunk.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is that as soon as you have a sip of alcohol, right, and then let's say something goes down and you have a sip of alcohol, they're going to use that against you. They're going to say your judgment was impaired, and
No,
at least
but I think it's the same as if you were drunk driving,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not nothing, though.
Yeah, no, but if you're drunk driving and you get pulled over, you get a DUI.
I know, but I think it's the same alcohol thing.
Oh, you mean the blood alcohol level has
Yeah,
to be the same?
I think it is.
Yeah, but in Maryland, isn't that like one beer?
It's 0.8, I think. Or
Something
0.8.
stupid.
0.08.
It's like not even a buzz. It's like
That's most states, though. Most states, the legal limit is like 0.08.
No.
If I'm
So
not
it's
mistaken.
basically
I think
one
it is
beer an
0.08.
hour.
Because I remember
Yeah.
seeing billboards for it.
Look, this
Yeah.
and this one, look, as you can see here, number 3, like they pretty much covered everything: a motion picture house, theater, concert hall, sports arena, stadium, or other place of exhibition or entertainment, a retail establishment that is operated by a public or private entity offers goods, service, entertainment, recreation, or transportation, or an establishment that, you know, yada yada. But so it's, even if it was privately owned, you know what I mean, they don't even have the right to allow people to carry in their establishment just
Which
based off of this bill.
Going
Wow.
back to Rob's question about gun ranges, technically that isn't a recreational establishment, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah, but usually gun ranges don't want you to walk in with a weapon loaded anyway, even if you have your concealed carry.
Yeah.
But this doesn't specify being loaded,
But also gun ranges, don't they allow
right?
you to do like practice draws, like, you know, from a concealed position? Like you can draw from a concealed, you know.
Didn't it just say wear, carry, or transport?
Oh, let's see. I think it did. Yeah, wearing, carrying, or transporting a firearm.
Onto the real property unless the other has given us. Well, I think that's for someone's house.
hmm.
No, it's vague though. Know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know. Well, usually when you go to a like a gun range or a gun store, that at the door it says all magazines and all weapons need to be unloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't in Maryland, you can't go into, like, some people load magazines in other states and just take them. They're just not in their weapon. In Maryland, you can't do that at gun stores or gun ranges. You have to. They all have to be empty, and you have to load them up there.
Hey Josh,
Yes, sir.
have anybody answered that question about the ammo that we asked the other night?
No, I haven't gotten any
Oh, okay.
no comments on the YouTube video about that particular brand of ammo. Underwood, right?
Yeah, Underwood Extreme Defender.
40 cal.
Yes.
Yeah,
100 grain.
we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday,
Mhm.
about some, you know, new ammunition. The actual round itself looks like a Phillips head,
Yeah, I think I got some
and
right here.
apparently it has like better penetration and it doesn't break up as easily.
Mhm.
You see it?
Is that the horny?
Nah, it's Underwood.
Oh, because I see that red dot on it. It threw me off.
Interesting, right? Seeing a
Yeah,
seeing a
that is.
round like that.
So that's supposed to be for penetration.
It's supposed to. No, it's supposed to cause like a wound cavity, like a hollow point, but they say it's bigger. Just the way it's shaped, the fluid, dispersion, I think they call it. And it just has like a bigger wound cavity, and they said it goes like 17 to 18 inches of penetration.
So they're not very good for home defense then.
Well, no matter what, if you shoot a handgun, it's going through a bunch of walls of drywall, a bunch of sheets of drywall in your house. It probably zip right through.
Yeah, we watched some videos of ballistics gel testing, and another guy, he shot the rounds through, like, he had like 6 gallons of water set up, and in between each gallon of water there was like a strip or like a square of denim, and he basically with that round shooting point blank, he was able to penetrate 3, pretty much destroy 3 of the gallons. And they're completely mangled. They were all foobarred, and the ballistics gel test showed that it was able to penetrate further than like a rounded like a ball round or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, man. And we looked at some other kind. What was the other one? Was 38 or super or something like that?
Yeah, 38 super curve.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I had a question about that I wanted to talk about on here.
Okay.
So when I was looking at the MMPs, the shield, one of them was a super
30
carry.
super carry. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that like a 30-30? No,
A
that's
30.
way too big. That's way too
You mean
big.
like 380?
Yeah, 380. That's what I was talking about.
I'm not too sure, but it says not as strong as a 9mm,
Hmm.
but you get twice as like 2 or 3 extra rounds.
Yeah, that's what they were saying on there. See, yeah, that's what you see that, Josh? Go back down a little bit.
Y'all know how I feel about the 9mm, let alone a round smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
I love 9mm.
which one?
I think they're perfect for
If-
self-defense.
The
Mhm.
the first couple, that was what I was looking at. The Smith and Wesson M&P Shield Plus
Mm-hmm.
Super Carry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I never heard of that round until that came up.
Yeah.
So it's 3.1-inch barrel.
Like, I think that kind of reminds. Have you ever heard of a 327 mag?
Mm-mm.
That's like a round smaller than a 38 special. So I'm guessing it's that type. You know, that's compared to I'm not sure though. See the 327 mag to the 357 mag.
Mm.
You had your what's the name on it, Josh? You see it right there? Yeah,
Oh, this one? Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So I wonder is that like the super carry to the 9?
Maybe.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Well,
let's
sorry
start
to-
a new one.
Yeah.
Let's start a new one, and then we
I
can
meant to
dive
say
into this.
38, not 257 mag.
All right. We
My
will.
fault though.
We will be right back.
Yes.
Ba-ba-ba-da.
Dabba dabba doo. Austin looks so serious, man.
'Cause he's got a cowboy hat on.
Right?
Okay.
We're gonna break it out for
I'm
this
gonna
video.
go ahead and restart, and I'll make you host.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Jello.
It's Chief.
Yeah.
All right, everybody back. Here we go. And
Okay, bye.
you are host.
I don't authorize being recorded.
Recording in progress.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Bye. I will pull up the super carry in a 9. Let's do a little bit of a side by side.
Alrighty. Let me.
Yo, I missed you, Dimitri. I miss you too often. I ain't even gonna lie, man.
Oh, could you
Fucking
enable?
kids, man.
Could you enable screen sharing, please, sir?
I'm
I
doing it
forgot
right
to do it
now.
before I made you host.
It didn't feel right without you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
We're fathers now, you know.
I know.
Man, we had everything figured out when we just had one, and then the second one came in, and it's just like, bruh.
We had everything figured out when we had none, and then the first one
Yeah.
came, just like, bro.
So, what do you want me to look up, Demeter?
The super
Super carry
carry.
to 9mm.
Yes, sir.
Super carry versus 9mm.
30 super carry. But never mind.
30.
I wish I could go live on TikTok through my freaking laptop.
You can't?
No,
Oh,
I
I
haven't
think
figured it out.
you know what? If you're using your GoPro to live stream on, or to do Zoom, then you could probably use your webcam to live stream through TikTok.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is it won't. I don't know how to do it from, because
A
they
laptop.
want you to use your phone,
Oh,
because it's
okay.
like based off of phone crap.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey yo, like I was in this old I'm in the country. If I was in this old gun store the other day in like Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and like I seen a box of 45 gap You know that short and 45. We was talking about that before, Josh. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't see that in years, man.
So
Yeah, like last week I was in Amelia, Virginia, Austin.
Amelia.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're ever in Ashland, you need to check out Green Top.
Green Top.
I'm telling you, you would walk in there like a kid in a candy store. Green Top is like, it's literally like a candy store for gun enthusiasts.
Oh, that's where I got this hat.
Would I shed a tear?
You probably would. You would walk in there and it'd probably be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
It was sexy. It's like a Bass Pro Shop, except
Just guns.
just guns.
Yeah, literally.
They had everything else too.
Yeah, you could walk down an aisle, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have like 2 full aisles of just nothing but ARs where you could just pick them up and look at them. You know, some custom builds, stuff like that.
Let you finger them.
Like
Mhm.
you don't have to like go to a counter and be like, "Can I look at that one?"
See, I don't need to cut short, but you see, for not as strong as the 9mm with 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's worth it? Would you carry a super carry? I know the ballistics are probably maybe better than what I think. You know what I mean?
Joshy, click on that one with the ballistics, Joe.
Just like
that's a
So the
Just like
top
the
one's a
327 Magnum.
380. So it goes in 4 more inches.
Oh, here we go. The 9mm and the 30 super carry.
So it gets further.
but look at the wound channel. You see it?
Mm-hmm. It's smaller, yeah.
You see the 9mm? It's I don't know.
It looks more explosive, like at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the initial impact is like going to be more devastating. That, I mean, to
Mhm.
me, do they make is the 30 super carry? Do they make those with like
Hollow point?
well, hollow point? Do they make them with more gunpowder?
The first ones I seen was by Federal. They made HSTs and the Super 30.
Was that
Mhm.
also 115 grain?
I can't remember. But I like HSTs. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
What's HHTs, Rob?
You know the rounds that I take out when I'm at your house?
Mm-hmm.
9?
Yeah, that's what they are.
What, the flat tops?
Yeah, hollow points.
Is it? You said you're talking about 9mm?
You see?
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the HST.
Ooh. look
Yeah,
at
you
that.
remember?
Looks-
You remember I showed you that those ones that I the hollow points that were shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
those
showed
are
y'all the
awesome.
45. Huh?
Dude, those were awesome.
Yeah, I need to find them, man. I don't know what I did with them.
Yeah, they were like in a little sandwich
Just like
baggie.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, man.
Well, you don't lick them?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
somebody made earrings. That's cool, man.
It's just crazy how the bullet, like how it expands like that when it like penetrates.
Yo, if I seen a woman wearing those earrings, I might, fall in love at first sight.
Are you're gonna have to cuff her?
Always fall in love.
Right.
Put a ring
Like,
on it,
whoa.
dude. Why
Rob's
don't
like,
you
I'm
make
getting
some?
married.
Right? Why don't you make some? You're very crafty.
Mm-hmm. I probably could.
Use them fucking hands. But that's so cool, though. So basically, the super carry has more penetration, just less
Mhm.
kick in the beginning. That's what it looks like. Like if you look
Hey.
at the 9 in the beginning, it has a longer channel of destruction.
Well, hopefully it won't blow out your lung like a 9mm will.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So that's a
think
38.
I think next podcast, guys, I want to talk about paracord bracelets.
See, I feel like the 9 has somewhat the same level of explosiveness at the beginning. It's just the shade of it, like the shade of it doesn't really show as well. or maybe that's just me.
And this is also, it's, I guess ballistics gel, it's like the best metric for,
Yeah.
but when it
But
comes to like contacting, like, it depends on what the person's wearing. Is there body armor? Is there Kevlar? Is there,
mhm.
what
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, are they wearing a jacket? Is there,
Yeah. That's-
and then you also got to consider there's the bones,
Yeah.
or, and, I guess maybe the muscle mass will come into play.
mhm.
How swole they is.
Yeah, how swole they are.
That's
Yeah, pretty much.
that's what they were saying that's good about those underwear rounds I showed you because it won't get clogged up and it's barrier blind basically.
Yeah, that's right. Let me pull up a picture of those too. Those were
But,
pretty cool to look
so
at.
Austin, would you carry the super carry?
Would I carry a what?
Would you carry that round, the 30 super carry?
I mean, looking at what I'm looking at right now, I wouldn't be against it. I definitely wouldn't be against it. I feel as though I'm more comfortable with a 9. I have more time with a 9, but
Yeah.
if someone brought me, super carry, then I wouldn't be against it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's with aluminum.
What?
What's that piece in front of that gel? Is
Oh,
that like
it looks
cloth
like-
or something?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
some
denim.
cloth. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
this one doesn't look as explosive when entering. It looks like it's just made more. Yeah, it's like more for penetration and everything. And as you can tell, like the round hasn't really broken up. Like
Mhm.
it
What
hasn't-
round is that?
It doesn't. It hasn't fragmented. It's the 40 S&W. The Underwood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that. Oh, so this one here. Dang, that's a. Which one was yours? It was the 100 grain.
Mine, yeah. But these are regular hollow points, Josh.
No, I'm talking. The ones that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. These aren't the ones that look like the Phillips head.
Extreme defenders. Yeah, extreme defenders.
Extreme defenders. Okay.
Yes.
Extreme defenders.
Extreme.
All right. Let me see.
And another round I like is the Winchester Ranger T.
This is what the actual round looks like,
Yeah.
right? When you open up the casing
I
with all those.
like the other ones. You see the ones next to it? Yeah, like that. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like when you take the actual round out of the casing, that has all those like rings.
Yeah, I guess to make it lighter. I'm not sure. I haven't shot one yet, but I want to.
Let's go out back.
Yeah, you know.
Right? Shoot into his tree stump.
Just put some foam up, Robbie.
Just put the phone. That's how they did it in Albania.
I mean, look.
No, in
that-
Albania they just shot.
Shot.
Bah, 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 bah.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, I heard. What was it? Russia was breaking out like all these like old tanks or something.
Mhm.
You hear
Were
about
they
that?
running out of new shit?
Yeah, they were like they were like breaking out a whole bunch of like old school tanks that are like a couple generations old. Like I think what were they T-62s or something like that?
Mm.
Yeah, man.
Is it me or does it seem like they making Russia seem incompetent?
Well, it kind of.
I don't know, but like we're like on the brink of nuclear war, which is not good.
Well,
Our
I've heard
president's
people.
watching Coco Melon when he's focusing on the country.
I've heard people saying stuff about Putin's health is declining, like something about what was it, dementia or something, or
Yeah, I
Alzheimer's?
think he got diagnosed with something, but yeah, his health is going down. So
I
that's-
heard that
cancer?
people think he has cancer. Yeah.
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 And who
So-
knows?
so-
Go ahead.
No, so he's just going around. And he's like, "Let me swing my dick before I die."
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck right now.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We're never gonna know.
Yeah.
We're never gonna know the actual reason why this is going on. It's just whatever they
Well,
say.
it's a power grab. You know, it's really all it has to be. It's just a power grab. You know, like this isn't their first time trying some shit like this.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
And also, like, if you believe such things,
I don't.
I like how you said that, man.
if you believe such things, there
I don't.
is like, you know how like the whole conspiracy about the Illuminati and everything, and like they're the
Mhm.
ones
Yeah,
that have
for
the
sure.
final say, and like they supersede all the governments, and pretty much all the governments report to the Illuminati or something like that.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
So it could, who knows if these like wars and these proxy wars and all this stuff is like actually being orchestrated by like a secret organization like this. You know what I mean? Like it could
Whoa,
be
whoa.
just yeah.
People disappear when you talk like that. It's like I'm
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
got
be
to stop
calling you in
asking
a couple
questions.
days, Josh, and asking like where you're at.
The FBI is gonna come to my door.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear a knock? I thought I heard someone knock. Just
You know what? That might even be below the FBI's pay grade. They might send like the CIA to the apartment. Who knows? Or maybe an Illuminati representative will come to the door.
What about the ATF?
Yeah. When
No,
I was
but
in, go ahead.
so they were saying like, so basically every time there's a war, there's a bunch of people that make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And let's put on our tinfoil hats. But what people are saying is because Biden is so smart and non-dementia like, they
Not
are
to
taking
mention, like,
they're taking advantage of him being in the state. So basically, all the people that make money off of wars are like, "Hey, you should send Ukraine more money because they need help." But on the back end, they just want the money.
yeah.
So
Well,
I don't
also, there's another crazy thing is like, what was it? The Nord Stream pipeline that was built, and that was like Russia making a ton of money off of Eastern Europe.
oil. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just like they're uh, basically funding Russia's assault on Ukraine.
Yeah.
And they have no other option because they can't really get energy from any other source besides Russia. So
Yeah.
they monopolize that whole area for the energy, and then now everyone's screwed because people are putting sanctions up left and right against Russia, but at the same time it's like I'm still making oil money,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's like the best money in the world.
that's
Yeah.
the best money.
It is.
Yeah, for
It
real.
It is.
It's black gold for a reason. There's
Yeah.
a reason they call it black gold.
Listen, if I ever find a company that's about to drill and there's a good chance that they're going to hit oil, I am putting all of my savings in that company
Yeah.
because they always start out at like, 50 cent, $1.50 a share. And when they hit freaking black gold, as Austin likes to say, they go up to $10, $20, $30 a share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
that's
And today, the price of oil per barrel is $80.07.
Dude, imagine if you put like a bunch of stock back like into like Shell or something like 20 years ago. Like you put $20,000 into Shell like 20, 30 years ago. Like you would probably be really rich. I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at the stock price. I just know that with these companies doing bigger and bigger things, you'd probably be really rich today.
Tesla is the best example, and like crypto too. So like when the pandemic hit, a Bitcoin was $3,000,
Yeah.
and then until last year, it went up to I think it was almost $65,000. I mean,
one
now
Bitcoin.
everything's in the doo doo.
For
Yeah.
one
You know
Bitcoin?
what I mean? one Bitcoin
Dang,
hit
dude.
$65,000. And I remember I was telling my wife, because we were looking for a house, like, hey babe, like the Bitcoin has literally went up 3 grand, and I think it was like 48 hours or something like that, because everybody was panicking. So they're like, I'm gonna buy something that the governments can't take away from me. So everybody was buying Bitcoin, everybody was buying crypto, but we were looking for a house, so I couldn't buy one. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
right now, in crypto is like the best time to buy, except nobody's got money besides the rich people.
Just like Dogecoin. Dogecoin like
Don't
skyrocketed.
mention that bullshit.
Dude, that shit skyrocketed overnight.
Yeah, I know, but that's not a real it
was
is a
meme.
real
It was a meme
crypto.
currency,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just got popular.
It's
Yeah.
not like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when you have people like Elon Musk commenting or making tweets about investing in Dogecoin, of course it's going to skyrocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's a billionaire. So, and then
Yeah.
the whole FTX crash happened.
Yeah.
Sam
Well,
Bankman or something like that.
Yeah, he was a shisty little fucker.
Yeah.
And it's people like that right now that are making people scared of investing in crypto.
Mhm.
Because it's like, well, what if I put a bunch of my money into this coin and then end up being, bullshit? Because a lot of celebrities,
Mhm.
like I remember reading, who's that? That Instagram chick, Summer something, Summer Ray.
Asian?
No, I think her name was Summer Ray. She's like an Instagram hoe. She just shows her ass. Well, she was promoting this certain crypto, and basically she had a bunch of money into it when it was like worth nothing. She promoted it, and all of her followers are like, "Oh, well, if Summer Ray's investing in it, she's a millionaire."
Oh yeah.
So everyone bought it. They drive the price up, and then they just dumped the coin. Like all the people that had millions and millions of coins that let's say you bought it at like 1/millionth. Yeah, her 1/millionth of a penny, and then now it's worth $1. You just made a whole bunch of bunch of money.
Is that a spot on her face?
Yeah, it is.
That's wildin'.
Mm-mm.
Yo,
you.
that's wildin'.
No, thank you. But yeah, there was a couple more celebrities that were accused of that they were promoting these shit coins. They would help drive the price up, and then they would just dump it.
Yeah. And bring the price back down, and then everyone's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what if it's like 5 people that own 90% of the coins, and the rest are left for the public, and then the public starts buying it, and then the 10 people are like, fuck it. Because that's what I think it BlackRock or some shit like that. That's what they did with Bitcoin. They had a bunch of Bitcoin, and it got up like really, really high, and then they just told all their investors, like, you need to sell your Bitcoin because it's about to go in the doo-doo. And
isn't that insider trading?
Yeah, but it's crypto, so it's not the same.
Yeah. But
no, but the same thing could happen to a stock. Like if you ever Rob watch the movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about. He was like, yeah, we owned like 60% of Steve Madden. So before I went public, and then the rest of the shares were for the public. They drove up the price, and then when it got stupid high, they just sold all of their shares, and it goes to shit.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's okay when the millionaires do this.
Yeah, but
when the millionaires do it, and then that's what happened when AMC, a bunch of people got on what is that site called, Reddit or something like that? Like everybody buy AMC, everybody buy AMC, and GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember
and it
that
went
during
from
the
like
pandemic.
$1. Yeah, it went from like $1 to like $200 a share, and everybody got rich. And then I remember opening up my Robinhood and it said that I could not buy or sell AMC or GameStop because it's like, okay, so y'all can do that. But when
Yeah.
the common folk get together and say, let's become rich, it's a problem.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
whole thing was
that's the thing with
botched.
a lot of that's the thing with everyone, like politicians getting away with stuff like look at Joe Biden, right?
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah,
I gotta use the
Nancy Pelosi,
restroom.
Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden right now. Joe Biden kept like I know Donald Trump like the whole Mar-a-Lago thing, but Joe Biden kept classified information that was actually classified because it was from when he was vice president. The difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is Donald Trump had the ability to declassify this information. Joe Biden's open about the fact that it was classified because it was during his vice presidency and it was found. You hear about how they found a bunch of more boxes in his garage next to his Corvette with a
Next to his crackhead son.
with a note, right? Here's the thing, with a note on it that said confidential, private confidential. And here's the kicker, his crackhead son owned the house back in 2018 where all the boxes were.
That sounds like a setup.
Like
Yeah, by his dementia ass because his
Yeah.
son's a crackhead.
he took classified documents while he was vice president, brought them to his home, put the boxes in his garage next to his Corvette, wrote confidential, and then sold that to his son in 2018 with the boxes there. And
God love
his
him, man.
son, his crackhead son, who basically does bag drops, and all this other stuff.
And argues with Hooker about how much crack he brought.
Yeah, exactly. Had all this stuff, who deals with other countries, had all this information right
Cheers,
there.
America.
Yeah. And they're sitting there still talking about how Donald Trump is such a terrible person of Mar-a-Lago.
Dude, they have to talk about Trump, man. You don't understand. Their ratings
They're
were
even
through the
going,
roof.
they're even
Talking
going,
crap about Trump made
He's
their
not even
ratings
in
go
office anymore, man.
and
they're
they still
even-
talk about him because they know that when people when they see Trump, everyone's going to be like, sit down and watch. It's like, what did this guy do now?
they're even going as far. I saw a video, right, of a bunch of people saying that they believe that the documents were planted in Joe Biden's house.
That's what I said. It sounds like a setup.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's so stupid, it has to be, but it's not. He's just a fucking idiot. And so they're literally even going as far to say that it was planted. But here's the thing, right? His lawyers like found these documents, right? And not only that, also the other documents that were found, okay, at his, what was it, his library or something like that, weren't even released until after the election. They were found before the election, but was not released into the public until after the election. Like that is legitimate, election tampering. That is hindering information to the public that would sway their decision in an election, and they get away with this bullshit. But I know that if I kept secret documents in my garage, I would be in jail right now.
Well, duh.
There was one more thing I wanted to say before I use the bathroom about the whole crypto thing. The crypto, because of the state of the crypto market, it had a huge effect on the sale of computer chips. Like, because people use their video cards and processors to mine for cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So what was happening was these companies, or private, entities were buying up all of the video cards like faster than the public could even purchase them. And so they would just run these video cards into the ground and then resell them, and the prices would be so high because of the pandemic and inflation, and nobody could get their hands on any computer chips, on top of the fact that the shortage was going on and the ships were stuck offshore. They couldn't dock and deliver the cargo and everything. So that the halting of all the video cards, the computer chips, that also had a part to play in some of the cryptocurrencies crashing and stuff. So, well, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about the documents found in President Biden's garage.
Yeah. Did you hear about they were in boxes next to his Corvette?
I heard they
The
found even
vet-
more.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they
guys.
found, they were in his house, in his garage, in his library. Like they found a bunch of documents
Going hard, man.
from from when he was a vice president,
Did
not
they-
even president, vice president. So he didn't even have the ability to declassify information.
Oh, but did the FBI raid his house?
No, his lawyers turned it in.
But they will send the FBI to Mar-a-Lago
Yeah, no, his
For
his
FBI.
lawyers turned them in.
for
His
President
lawyers
Trump.
found them. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Hey guys, look at this. Tell me that ain't sexy.
In terms of copyright, I know this is, completely off topic. Have y'all ever seen the movie Gone in 60 Seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the Eleanor Mustang?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that Mustang was copyrighted, or the Eleanor Mustang was copyright or trademarked, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lady that owned the trademark, it was Denise Halicki or something like that. It was the widow of the guy that made the movie, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever made a Eleanor Mustang, recreation or whatever, if you had like a YouTube channel where you're documenting, or you made one and you were posting on social media, she would actually sue you for copyright. Okay, that trademark has actually just been lifted. I think a few weeks ago.
That thing is so sexy.
Yeah, so that's really cool that they actually lifted that. So now people could actually start building Eleanor Mustangs and naming it Eleanor and doing their cool stuff with it and everything. So
It's John Wick's car,
yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah.
except it's silver and not black, like this
They're
one.
making a John Wick 4 now.
I know,
Of course.
bro. Isn't that the one with Donnie Yen? It Man.
I think. Yeah. I think I saw that. I think I saw that on TikTok. It came up as an ad.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
but-
really good.
Yeah.
Dude, that car is that's my dream car.
The Mustang.
Yeah,
Or
that.
which is like a
particular one.
1970 or 1969 or something.
yeah.
I think
But
it's like 1967.
it was, but yeah, it was trademarked, and so no one could make one and name it Eleanor, or she would sue.
Yeah.
And she's actually had cars taken, like people's whole projects just completely taken, or where they had to destroy it, and that's been lifted. So they took that away. So everyone, I don't know if they're getting people's cars back or what the deal is with that, but I know a lot of people were pissed and are now very happy. So
Less than 60-second, guys. Are we doing another one or?
I'm down to keep going. If anybody has to leave.
Yeah, I'm cool with
that's
it.
fine.
I could do one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Then I will set it to be right back. And
It's a
So-
peanut.
My old lady got mad at me because I bought these.
oh, the
Yes, sir.
classics,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Those are so good.
Yeah. She got mad at me because I bought them, and she doesn't like them. Well, you don't have to eat them. More for me,
Right. I'm gonna have to send you guys some more beaver nuggets.
dude.
Beaver nuggets.
Yeah, there's a store gas station chain in the South, or basically in Texas, called Bucky's,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's like a big beaver, and they make their own stuff, like their own like snacks and treats and food, and just it's like they have their own brand and clothing and stuff, and they make these little beaver nuggets. I remember I bought you these Utz ones, Rob.
Mhm.
That's kind of like
Yeah.
what they taste like. They're really good. What would you say they are? Just like, what is it, cornmeal or something?
Like
Like a corn puff with caramel on it.
Yeah, corn
like a
puff,
caramel.
Like a corn pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corn Pop. You remember the
Hey,
cereal?
Corn Pop was a bad dude
Gotta have
with
my
a lot of
pops.
bad friends. Yeah, Corn Pop was a
Jeez.
bad dude with some
Corn
bad.
Pop.
I'm gonna tell you how cold it was here, right? My truck, you guys know my truck's a diesel, okay?
You got that Humvee truck.
Yeah. My truck's a diesel. The other day I had to like basically, which I normally hate doing, I had to start my truck and just go. You know,
Mhm.
like I couldn't sit there and let it idle or warm up. I had to just start my truck and go. I started my truck, started to go, and it's like bogging down because it's so cold that the fuel is like having a hard time getting through the system.
Jeez.
It's
Uh,
because diesel fuel, it gels up when it gets cold.
Is that what those plugs on the trucks are
Y'all about
for?
to say you don't plug it in?
No, I can't plug it in. I'm in an apartment complex right now, so I can't plug it in. But yeah, that's why you plug in a diesel truck. It keeps it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I had to basically just start and go, and I'm just like, it's bogging trying to get fuel, and it's just like giving me a hard time, yeah, you know, and that's how cold it was the other day. It sucks, which it was a really windy day here the other day, and I don't know, it felt really cold, like right around Christmas time, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's because it's global warming.
Yeah.
mhm,
You know,
yeah.
Mhm.
we
No,
got.
actually, the
We should all
atmosphere
buy
is
electronic vehicles.
the
I think
atmosphere
it's
is
because
actually
everybody got
picking up.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, I heard that the atmosphere has actually fixed itself. Right now, the atmosphere is what it was like back in the 80s. They did a study showing that. And then yeah,
That's all the electric vehicles.
yeah. The electric vehicles are actually really bad for the environment.
They are.
Yeah.
That slave labor gets the cobalt out of the ground in the Congo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah,
But
no, I have.
apparently they're using slave labor. There's like
Yeah.
women with children on their back with a hammer
Yo,
Yeah.
trying to get cobalt out
That
of the
shit ain't
ground.
fun.
I saw a video where there was a big like lithium and cobalt mine in
Yeah.
Africa. Okay, and
In the
it's
Congo,
just
probably.
filled with people, just a bunch of
Mhm.
families trying to mine this stuff so they can get paid and feed their families and stuff. And it
Like
was
blood
just
diamond.
it was
Yeah.
filled with people, dude. And like this is like the start of your Tesla. A
Mhm.
bunch
Yeah.
of African people mining for the cobalt and lithium.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
dude,
like
it
it's like
was
the
So
movie
so
I
Blood
think
Diamond.
Tesla right now, I think Tesla is starting up with a new battery that it doesn't use cobalt,
Mhm.
but it's in like cobalt is in. They were talking about in every lithium ion battery, there's cobalt in it, so it could last longer. And then it's also in like basically cell phones,
Mhm.
like anything that has it in there. But people are trying to figure out a way not to use it anymore because of what's going on right now.
Yeah, and
But they make like $2 a week, yo.
yeah, but the thing is, like, okay, what can you do with lithium ion batteries once they're done?
We don't know.
well. I
There's
mean,
not really
they don't.
anything you can.
How do they? How are they supposed to dispose of them?
They can't. They don't know how yet.
Exactly.
Like
They don't know how
without
to
it,
recycle them.
without
They
it
were talking
affecting
about
the
sending them into
environment.
space, right?
Yeah.
They were talking about sending them into space, but like, imagine one of those batteries just coming back into the Earth's atmosphere and just hitting our planet. Like the
Right.
catastrophe that would happen, that would cause.
Or even
That
if they
would be
put them all
straight
on a
Futurama, yo. Remember when Futurama they
Yes.
took all the trash and they sent
Yes.
it out in space
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they came
Mhm.
back?
Yeah. So
even if they put it
basically-
on a jet or even if they put it on a rocket and just send it out into space, like that's gonna be even more carbon. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Released into the atmosphere.
so basically all these people that are electric cars or zero emissions, no, you're just not putting out any emissions. Your car is still bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
just farming that out to someone else. It's just like everyone that has an issue with hunting but doesn't mind eating meat. You're not killing any animals because you're having other people do it for you. You know,
Mhm.
you are still the problem in this world. Okay, you're not
Yeah.
the
It's the
solution. You're still the
vaccinations.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the vaccine that's causing the
It's the
global warming.
vaccines.
This this website says there's they have 3 different types of batteries for Tesla vehicles. The first one is nickel, cobalt, aluminum. The second one is nickel, cobalt, manganese, and the third one is lithium iron phosphate.
Yeah.
What was the one you were talking about?
The phosphate one.
Oh, okay. So
That's the one that doesn't have it in there.
is that's not the lithium ion one?
Well, they're all lithium ions. It's just
Oh.
that one uses a different process to make the electricity inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you seen
so
those batteries? They're huge.
Yeah, they're
man.
huge.
Yeah.
But so
still nothing compared to
what I know about the cobalt, they put it in the lithium ion batteries, so it could have a stronger discharge over a longer period of time. So basically, to make your phone last longer, to make your electric vehicle last longer, so you could get more range out of it, more time of use out of that battery before you have to charge it.
Well, these
Yeah.
Africans need to find better better cobalt because my phone ain't worth a shit as far as charging goes.
And you know
it's
what?
probably because it's old.
And
I got the 12.
also,
Well, that's probably so. One of the things, well, it's lithium. It shouldn't really matter, but over time it does. It's
Yeah,
how
it
many
can-
times you
it
charge
can,
it.
Yeah.
they should
It can
use
swell up.
they should use tritium.
Yeah, so you can have your phone plugged in all the time and use it, and that's fine because
It's
when
cycle.
you no when you plug in your phone, don't quote me on this, but this is what the person at Best Buy told me because I was looking for a wireless charger.
Mhm.
He told me when your phone is plugged in and it gets fully charged, it starts using the power that's coming through the cable to run all the applications and whatever you're doing on your phone. But if you use a wireless charger, it still uses your battery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I,
Well, that's what I have
So
my
it's
phone set
worse
up.
for your battery to wirelessly charge and use your
Yeah.
phone.
Mhm.
does that have anything to do with the whole fact that like like when you leave your phone plugged in, if you leave it plugged in at 100%, like when you unplug it, like the more times you do that, it drains the battery faster.
So basically what it does, it's not about it being at 100%. It's about how many times you charge it.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it doesn't matter if you have your phone from 100 to 90 and then you charge it. Right. That takes up its charge. You can only charge a battery a certain amount of times before it doesn't hold the same charge anymore.
Gotcha.
So that's why they say you have to take it down to like 15% or whatever it gets red and it says, plug in your phone.
Yeah.
Because, and then they say to leave it plugged in until it's fully charged and then unplug it. And like fast charging is horrible for your battery because the slower the charge happens,
The better.
the better it is. And the more, like, the longer your battery
Yeah.
life is.
Now I don't know if it's the same for cell phone, like with the. I imagine it is, but batteries also hold a memory. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, right?
So I know my iPhone, there's like a little smart charge thing on there.
Yeah.
If it learns when you charge it fully and when you need like a quick charge.
Mhm.
So if it's during the day and you're getting a lot of use, your battery will actually like the AI in your phone charges your battery faster. But if you plug it in at night where you're not using it, it slows that charge down. So it could get a better charge going through the battery,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah, and with a lot of these newer phones, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's to make more money, but they've stopped allowing the people to remove the battery from the phone and buy a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't take the battery out of my phone.
Yeah, I can't either.
So
So, like the
'cause
tinfoil hat is back
yeah.
on. The what people say the reason why they did that, right? For the actual reason and the theory, what is it called? Conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Is so you
conspiracy.
can't, because your phone, like you could turn
Your
this
phone
off
can never be off.
and it's never actually off. Like if you
Huh.
charge your phone at 100% and turn it off and then go back in a week, it'll be like, let's say like 2% less.
Mhm.
And it's like what was happening during that time, because your phone's never actually off.
Yeah.
Like if you go on like where'smyphone.com on Apple or where's my iPhone, right? And the person that stole your phone, this is why they said we're doing this, is so if somebody steals your phone, they can't take the battery out.
Yeah.
So you can track where your phone is. But then
Yeah.
you call the cops and they're like, oh, okay, whatever. What do you want me to do with that? Just
Mhm.
file
Dude.
a claim and go buy a new phone.
You know
Yeah.
what's weird about that? So every time I shut my computer down, I always um I always I always switch off the power supply. Apparently there's people talk about this thing. It's called phantom power,
Mm-hmm.
where like if you leave something plugged into the wall, it's still drawing power, and you
Mhm.
will probably end up paying for it on your electricity
Mhm.
bill. So every time I turn off my computer, I always flip off the power supply, and that should remove the charge from the transistors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when I turn my computer back on, it'll show that the runtime, like the amount of time that the computer has been running, is like double what it should be. You know what I mean? Like it was never shut off. Like I noticed that before we started this podcast, that it said my computer had been on for a day, and I shut it off and reset it and everything before we even started. So
No, no.
yeah,
I
it's
know the
very strange.
phantom power stuff is true, because even though like your PlayStation, even though it's off, it still needs that little bit of power to receive the beep, or your Xbox, whatever.
Yeah,
Same thing with a cord. It still like draws a little bit of electricity to get it to the end, so you could, when you plug it in, because there's no real electricity in your house. It's at the power plant. It's just
Yeah.
instantaneous when you need it. So when you plug something in, you're actually harnessing whatever power plant is feeding your area.
Yeah.
So would I need to unplug my computer then? Like
That's
will,
what
will
you-
it lose the you know how like you just said, does it like holds like a small like charge when you shut the
It's
PlayStation off?
yeah. Well, it's different for the PlayStation, right? Because the PlayStation, when you hit the button and it goes beep, or your Xbox, it goes from like 99.9% off to like, you know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying? So that 0.1% is basically for everything, like all your lights,
Yeah.
anything that will draw power. It still needs to have something on to receive that signal of you hitting that virtual button.
Yeah.
Like a switch, like a light switch, when you turn that off, it actually breaks.
Mhm.
So from point A to point B, there's no contact. So everything over here isn't drawing anything, but everything from the switch down to your panel to your meter to
Drawing
the power
something.
source is still a little bit of charge in there.
Yeah. It's just like the other day, right? I was doing a forklift installation for a customer, right? And they have a new building. They have no power in this building whatsoever, and they're not getting power for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So these forklifts we're installing were electric forklifts. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we were installing the batteries as well. And when we installed them, they're like massive forklifts. When we installed them, we told him to not plug in the forklift until you need it, preferably until you have power.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, if I leave it turned off, I should be fine. Well, for 6 months, even if you have it plugged in, all right, like plugged in, and you have it 6 months. And when I say plugged in, I mean from the battery to the forklift itself,
Mm-hmm.
like the connector that plugs in from the battery to like giving the forklift power. Even if the machine's turned off, they still draw power.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be really using, it might not be that much power, but over the course of 6 months, it could be enough to where you will kill that battery and you won't be able to move it to wherever the electricians install those chargers.
Yeah.
Because he's having his own electricians install the chargers. So, that's the main thing is it's still, even if it's not turned on, it's still drawing power. Like he was saying about a switch. The switches also turn on the forklift, but it's still drawing power to that point of that switch,
Yeah.
So
It's also batteries in general. It depends
Yeah.
on the battery. They
Yeah.
have a life of how long they like whatever chemicals are in there creating that charge will hold that charge without being recharged.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that a lot of customers in my line of business, they'll buy batteries and just let them sit, and then like we go there, they say it should hold the charge for 6 months on particular batteries, and we'll go there like 7 months later, and they're just, they're supposed to be at 12 volts, they're at 11, and then they're always like, well, could we try? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you could try. And they call me back and they're like, well, after the charge, it's still not working. It's like, well, yeah, because you just paid $20,000 for batteries and neglected them for, 7
Yeah.
months. So
Yeah.
now you got to spend another 20,000 then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob, I
And
really
they
like your
have-
shirt.
Yeah. It's
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the
You
same
haven't
thing.
said a whole lot. That's what's
Yeah.
on your mind, bro?
Yeah, what's on
Nothing.
your mind? You got a fitted shirt on.
It's sexy.
It's sexy.
That's just a t-shirt. I got this shirt when the day after got married.
Oh, word. We were watching well, I shouldn't even say that. A movie where so and so a place took a scene took place in the exact location where Bleep and Bleep were engaged.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bleep.
Engaged or
particular
married?
Engaged. Where Bleep proposed to Bleep
Oh, got you.
at that
Okay.
place in that Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Robert.
No, so like back in the day, I remember when I was doing catering. It was like in the Eastern Shore or something. It was like this huge mansion. It was this like really, really rich couple getting married because they had Linwoods
Mhm.
as their caterer, and they had like I think it was like 500 or 700 people at this wedding, and for Linwoods, it's like I think it's like $200 a plate or something like that. Well, anyway, so I
Yeah.
drove for like 3 hours. They gave us $75 for gas, and I'm like walking around this place. I'm like, why does this place look familiar? And the lady that was like the head of Linwoods, and she's like, "Are you looking around because this looks familiar?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Have you ever seen the movie Wedding Crashers?" I was like, "Hell yeah, that movie's awesome." She was like, "This is where they shot it when they go on like after the wedding." I was like, "Oh, I'm like, this is freaking awesome."
Like at the house
yeah.
where
After
they're-
the wedding,
where they're
when
playing
they
football.
go, yeah.
Yo, that's
It
crazy,
was so cool, man.
dude.
And then like the wedding reception was in that house, and that's what I'm like walking around like, why does this look so familiar? I know my broke ass serving tables has never been in a place like this,
Well, shoot,
and that's
man.
what she told me. And I was like, that's mad cool, man.
You
Then I
stood.
remembered it. Huh?
I was gonna say you stood in the same spot Christopher Walken did, probably.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I love that movie. That movie's hilarious.
Did you motorboat?
Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
You motorboating son of a bitch. You old sailor, you.
Were they built for speed or for comfort?
Yo.
Shit.
I'll be in my room painting homo things.
Let's
He
play
made that.
tummy
He
sticks.
painted that picture of Vince Vaughn.
We had a moment. We didn't have a moment.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Oh.
that was hilarious.
That was
It's
so
a funny movie.
Yeah, they took part in some stolen valor. Remember? They were like, "Yeah, we can get free drinks at the bar because we have purple hearts."
Oh yeah. Oh man.
You know what they call purple hearts? Enemy marksmanship awards.
Oh man.
Rob, what's up, man?
I know
What's
you haven't.
going on?
You've been shutting the fuck up. Unshut the fuck up.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Are you off that good cooking, Rob?
Good cooking.
That's what my niece said. Yeah.
Who said that?
So, my niece, my second sister's,
Mhm.
you know, Japanese children. Well, they were so my oldest sister gets this house in New Jersey all the time, right? And it's it's a vacation spot. So
Mhm.
they went there during the summer, and somebody was smoking weed. Now my niece, she's like, I think she was like 4 or 5, and they're walking down the street, and you can smell marijuana in the air, right? And everyone's like, oh, someone is, everyone gave, all the adults were like,
The loud is
mhm,"
out.
right?
Mm-mm.
And then my niece goes, good cooking.
Oh man.
She liked what it smelled like. So now we just call it good cooking.
Ah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that,
Off
dude.
that,
Oh man.
that
that's
haha weed.
Was
Hey,
it-
in Maryland, it's legal now for not medicinal use. What the fuck is it called?
Recreational.
Recreation.
Yeah.
Well, July it is, but
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
July.
sober as a judge.
Oh, that's
Also,
why.
I was gonna say earlier. I don't know if you guys read it, but in that Gun Safety Act of 2023, if that
Mhm.
bill is passed, it
Mhm.
passes October. I think October 1st this year.
Nice.
So I'm hopefully it doesn't.
I don't think it is. Hopefully it won't.
I think there's
'Cause-
too many gun owners, like support, like too many pro Second Amendment people, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
not,
but the problem is those aren't the people that are voting on this shit.
I mean that's true too. But if you look at like the how the state is, if you look at it's like everything's red around the borders except for like
Baltimore County, where like 80% of the people live.
in Baltimore City.
Yeah. I was just watching a video about like people in Baltimore City. They're just like they're fed up with all the homicides and murders.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
They're just done. They're like, we're moving out. Like we can't
always
take this
been, man.
anymore. I know. And it's just sad.
You're seeing
not
that
something
trend in
new.
all kinds of states, like a bunch of states, like I just said, where the cities are, they're blue, and then everything around the city is red. You know what I mean? You're seeing that in all kinds of places.
But the thing is, they're not. A lot of those people though aren't relating it to the fact that these are Democrat-run cities. This is what you're gonna get voting Democrat. You're never gonna end the cycle unless you start voting. And looking in, not even just voting Republican, right? Because I'm not even. This is America. We have a democracy. You vote how you want, but just doing actual research on what you're voting on, not getting your news from Facebook, not getting your news from Instagram. Most people these days get their news from Instagram, actually doing research on the stuff you're voting on,
So, Joshy, can you pull up Dana White on the heck is his name? Grant Cardone podcast talking about the government.
Do you want to watch the
Did you-
video?
Did
Yeah.
you see the video of him slapping his wife?
Yeah, she slapped him first.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, it
I don't really.
was just a reaction.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know.
I got you.
Yeah.
So
He shouldn't have slapped her.
Let me pull this up here.
You said he shouldn't.
Mm-mm. You don't hit a woman.
Zoom.
No.
Okay.
She barely like. What the hell is she gonna do? He's on freaking
Wait.
all kinds of good stuff. He's on those PEDs, and I strongly recommend them because I feel great.
Okay, here's the video. Is there a particular spot you want me to look at?
They
How
have an
long is the
agenda.
video? God dang.
It's an
Remember
hour.
when we did Mandalay Bay?
Oh, hell
I think
no.
That was 20 before COVID. right before
What was he talking about that you want to hear?
He's talking about how if people think that the government is gonna save them and basically saying like you need to vote for people. He said you basically want the least amount of government possible, and you shouldn't think that the government is gonna come in and save your ass about anything. Basically,
Well, just like how Republicans are trying to pass this bill for abolishing income tax.
Here we go.
All these
Did you hear about that?
no, but that'd be great because I'm
Yeah,
getting murdered.
Yeah, and it's supposed to help out the lower income families. But the Democrats are trying to push it out, saying it's going to hurt lower income families. And all these people are just listening to it blindly, not doing their research and looking at it and seeing that it actually will help lower income families.
all these people that complain about these billionaires and all these guys, who do you think's keeping this country afloat? How do you think this works, you dummies? Right? Where do you think this government money comes from? Where, you know, one of the things, all you young people that are watching this right now, you don't want anything from the government. The only thing you want from the government is for them to stay out of your business. That's it.
Yep.
As less government as absolutely possible. If you think the government is ever going to take care of you and make all your hopes and dreams come true, you are out of your mind. It's not how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Was that pretty much the
Bada
gist of
bing.
it, or is there
Yeah.
more?
No, that was the whole thing. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
true.
that's
dude.
the truth. Yeah, the
Yeah,
government
man.
doesn't care about you.
They don't. They never will.
Yeah, I mean, and as I guess as far as the government programs go to like support people, you know, the welfare system and food stamps and all that stuff, you know, to them that might just be just for votes, you know.
Yeah,
That could be as far as it goes. They don't care about the people, you know, who they are, and I assume that's why you don't see, you know, like with the welfare system and all that. Requiring these types of people, you know, like they said they want to have drug tests and stuff for people collecting welfare checks and everything. And so, and yeah, like he said, they're not going to make your dreams come true. You know?
Exactly.
They will do.
'Cause
They will give just enough support just for votes.
For you to keep coming back because then they don't offer you a way out. You see what I mean? Like if the welfare system, it's like, okay, right now you need help with money. Okay, we'll give you some money, but in the meantime, we're gonna teach you how to be self-sufficient and how to make a living on your own. They don't do that. They're just like, here's some money.
Yeah.
And then people are like, okay, well, I'll just live off of this and barely do anything else. I'm not saying that's how everybody is. When me and my family first moved to America, we were on welfare. You know what I mean? When we first moved to America, we were on welfare. And then I remember my dad got like a small raise at work, which back then, I think it was like 10 cents or something like that. And it took us above the threshold of being on welfare. So that 10 cents, my dad was working like 60-hour weeks. So what is that? $6 extra a week. After that, we lost our food stamps and whatever money. I don't know how much they were giving us at the time, but we lost that. And everybody was like telling my dad to like, yeah, don't report it at least until they find out. You know what I mean? But my parents have always been like by the book people, so they reported it. And because I remember like after that happened, the money that my family had just dropped, but that took my family and my parents like, okay, we need to think of something to make more money. So, you know, we got 3 kids, so, you know,
and
we
that's
got to figure it out.
And that's the thing is, as Americans, we have the ability to go make money, to go make money. You just have to put in the work.
Yep.
You like I was talking earlier about the trailers, right? I don't think you were in here yet, Dimitri. Rob and Josh were just kind of talking. Like, there's so many opportunities getting rid of people's trash, doing all this extra stuff. Like, you have so many opportunities to just go make money. You just have to put in the work. Yeah, you're not going to be at home as much. Probably going to be tired a lot more, get less sleep. But if you need money, you can go get it. And you can build an empire off
There's
of it.
always work to be done.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to end this, fellas. We got less than a minute.
Yeah.
Austin,
Yep.
your amazing words are always appreciated. I hope you
Always.
had that on your notes.
Um,
Oh, wait.
Roberto, you didn't say shit today, but we love you. And I love that shirt. It's very fitted. Joshy, you're the evil genius. And you made it better.
Robin.
God bless you guys. I really enjoyed this podcast. It was really
Yeah,
good,
man, that was nice.
It was great.
Mhm.
It's great to
I'm-
see you all again.
I love
Right.
talking with y'all. You know, it's always a great experience, just getting to sit around and talk and share views and everything and
Yeah.
just opinions and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys are great and some of the best friends I could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Is anybody else coming back?
I want to.
I'm about to go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm about to go to sleep too. I'm dog tired.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Well, hey, God bless you guys, man. And
I
Yeah,
didn't know if
man.
it was a sex thing.
Yeah.
Is that a sex thing?
Yeah.
All right,
You
fellas.
old sailor, you.
I love you guys, man.
Love y'all.
Good night.
I love all you guys. Good night. Peace and love.
Everybody get on TRT.
Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right? And we fucking love